everyone, what is up? How is everyone doing? So I know I've been here like after a very long time now, because I used to do these kind of IGTV videos last year and most of you really found it very useful, but this year it was a bit hectic for me, so I couldn't do it. But now I will try to do it as often as possible. So anyways, today's topic is about insulin resistance, because the most common issues which I am listening and seeing around nowadays have a common root cause also, and for most of us it is insulin resistance. Now, to just this video's motto is to just give you a very basic gist of insulin and insulin resistance, and also how can you really balance it. Okay, how can you balance your blood sugar levels, and how can you just in your daily lifestyle do something to keep it in balance, in check. Anyway, so like other lifestyle issues what we see nowadays can have this common root cause, and maybe balancing this one king of hormones, we can say, that is insulin. If we balance this one, can really help balance other hormones also, because we know that our all the hormones work in very sync and harmony. So if one hormone is getting disturbed, other is going to get disturbed in one way or another. I'm not going to talk in very like technical terms which are difficult to understand or something like that. I will talk about it in very, very simple language. So when it comes to insulin, in one line you can just understand it something like when you are eating your food and when it is breaking down, especially in glucose, like what happens to sugar inside our body, which breaks down into glucose. So any form of carbs, starch, whatever you're taking, and when it is breaking into glucose, insulin is the hormone which gives our body the ability to push the fuel, to push the glucose into the cells so that it can be used as a fuel. Okay, so that it can be used as energy for further tasks what we are going to perform. So that is why insulin is very, very critical. We need it. We don't need it like to zero, but we need it in very, very balanced way, because if, for example, if you don't have insulin, then your body won't be able to store energy, okay, store the glucose. So, and if you can't store it, then it will be like you will 24 hours need that energy, that glucose, and you will keep eating food 24 hours. Okay, so that is like another situation. That is why we need insulin, but more the insulin, more the problems your body will have. Okay, now what happens is when your cells they need to take up the glucose and store, what happens when we are eating a lot of processed carbs and sugar and just a lot of it, then it is getting converted into too much glucose, and that is why there is too much insulin response, and there comes a time where your cells are like fed up, like they are like, okay, I think this is a fake signaling, and that is why I don't need to take more of glucose anymore. So that is why where what happens, your glucose stays in the blood and your cells are not ready to accept it. Okay, and insulin is just flowing and going up and up, and more the blood sugar, more the insulin, and your cells are resistant to it because they think that, okay, this is some kind of fake signaling, because the cells are not made to 24 hours push the glucose in, right? But nowadays because the lifestyle is in such a way that we are either eating junk food all the time, or we are just eating and snacking all the time. So it is really something which is putting a lot of pressure on your body by increasing a lot of blood sugar and then insulin, and then cells are fed up. So this is a vicious cycle which keeps going on, and we become insulin resistance. Okay, now in long term it can cause a lot of issues. Like currently we don't experience it, we don't care about it, but I can give you some simple signs which show that you have some kind of insulin resistance and you need to work upon your diet, upon your food. Okay, so first thing which really can signify that you have some kind of insulin resistance problem is feeling tired after your meals. Okay, or maybe it can just signify that you are eating meals which can really make your insulin resistance in future. Okay, so first thing what you can notice from today itself, whenever you are eating your meal, no matter what meal it is, breakfast, lunch, dinner, any meal, observe how are you feeling after your meals, like after 10-15 minutes, how are you feeling? Because I have been there and I see a lot of people now that after lunch especially, they feel like, okay, now it's time to just sleep, I can't work anymore, feeling drowsy, feeling drained, and just can't think straight. So these are all signs that you are eating wrong, and maybe you are already insulin resistant, or you can be. Okay, so make sure that whenever you are eating your food, after a while you should feel a bit energetic, and also you should feel satiated and calm, and not like rigid need to just sleep. And other very common sign can be having dark patches over your skin folds, like your back of the neck or your this elbow bends or underarms or knee folds. These are the places where if you are seeing a very very different from your skin texture kind of dark patch, that is also a sign that you have like high blood sugar levels or insulin resistant. And another thing, being overweight. And that is why I always say that weight gain, what you have gained, is has everything to do with hormonal imbalance and nothing to do with just it's not that you have eaten more and that is why you have got fat, or you're weighing more. It's not like that. So basically what we have to do is, like, people who are facing these issues, weight gain, PCOS, acne, these things, you should once try to make your body, make your cells insulin sensitive, so that they are not ignoring the signal and they are listening to insulin. And this can only happen when we are bringing the levels a bit down, so that the sugar from the blood can be removed and can be used as energy. So now let's just talk about that what can be done to improve this situation and how to make our cells more insulin sensitive, right? So first thing, which is very commonly we see, okay, like doctors do recommend metformin to a lot of people, pre-diabetic, PCOD, these people especially get it. And first thing, in short term it can definitely give you some results, it can definitely show you some good result, but in long term it is not great, because first thing, it is going to mess up with your gut health. Secondly, it has some side effects, or it can really cause a lot of nutrient deficiencies. So this is something which is not a great fit. Okay, second thing which I have found recently is this berberine herb, which is amazing, which is supernatural, and you just you don't have to take it lifetime, firstly, because, and that is great. Okay, secondly, you just have to take it like thrice a day, around 500 mg per serving, and because it is supernatural, so I don't think there is an issue. And the most important one, no matter what medication, what herbs you are taking, but this is the king, you have to keep a check on your sugar intake, like refined sugar and simple sugar, that you have to completely cut out. And if you're having some good form of carbs also, like millets and these things, make sure that you are combining those with really good sources of protein and vegetables and good fats, because when you're combining your carbs with your protein and fats, it really just there is not a lot of, like, there is not a huge spike of blood sugar in your body, so that just goes gradually up and gradually comes down, and which should be a very normal process. Like whenever you're having your meal, your blood sugar should go very slowly up and slowly come down. There should not be a rush kind of spike which actually causes you feel drowsy and these things. So this is something which is very important. You don't always have to go on keto diet. So basically, having such balanced meals with protein and fats and your veggies can really just lower your blood sugar, which can result in lowering of insulin, and also it will reduce a lot of cravings and hunger, and you will feel very satiated and good. And now another one, my most favorite, start moving. Okay, if you're someone who can really do regular workouts, any kind of movement workout, or like in the gym, zumba, dance, yoga, whatever you like, you can do. And if you're someone who is extremely busy, don't do anything, but at least make sure that after your meals you are taking a good walk, because just lying down after your meal is not a great thing. Okay, if you will start moving, your body will actually use that glucose a bit, and really lowers the amplitude in which in which your insulin can spike, your blood sugar can spike. Okay, so basically moving after your meals is really a really like underrated tip, I would say. So you can definitely give this a try. And then one more thing, stress, because when you are so much stressed, your high cortisol level stops the utilization, or just reduces this utilization of glucose, because it is in fight and flight mode, and it just wants to save everything and doesn't wants to burn anything. And apart from these few more tips you can like follow, first is cinnamon is amazing. It is like a best natural insulin mimicker, so you can definitely add it here and there in your meals, smoothies, or vegetables, anywhere. And reduce your coffee or caffeine intake, basically, because having too much of caffeine can also raise the cortisol level and can cause the same issue. You have to add very healthy fats in your diet, like triglycerides in form of MCT oil, coconut oil, ghee, butter, these things, because this can also really help to stabilize your blood sugar levels, and in turn it can really help to improve the insulin sensitivity also. So these were few things which you can really start following and inculcating in your lifestyle, and that can really help a lot. So give it a try and do let me know how it is working for you. And yeah, just let me know if it helped, and also you can just put in the comments what another video, what another topic you want me to talk about. Till then, you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye bye. See ya.